Today, I am going to show you how to use Python libraries. When you import libraries, they provide you a little extra code to work with, and they allow you to access services in Python that are not built in already. There are some built-in libraries that we do not need to install, so we will get through them first, and then for extra libraries, I'll show you how to install them later with Python virtual environments. Now let's get started with a simple program that I want to make that prints a line to the terminal every second. Now I know this is probably not a good real-life example, but I want to show you the Python library time. To import it, we simply say import space time. Now we can use the code from that library. The extra code that we can use for this example where we want to execute code after a certain amount of time is time dot sleep, and then in parentheses, the amount of seconds you want the program to wait. This line of code pauses the program wherever it is and waits for the certain amount of time you set to run the next code. If I put a print function before and after the time.sleep function, you can see if I run it, both lines will print 1 second apart, because the amount of time in the parentheses, which is supposed to be a float, is the seconds, and I put 1, so that would be 1 second. It can be any number. Now here's the code which my program needs to have to run. It prints a line to the terminal every second for no reason at all, except to show you the power of time.sleep. Now we're only using one function here from the time library, so there is actually a way to import just one function or one thing from a library. And that is, instead of importing the whole library, we do from time import sleep. And this will just import the sleep command. Now to get this to work, we also do need to remove time dot and just have it be sleep. As you can see, the program still works. All we did was import just one function from time library. We can even rename that function if we want to. Instead of from time import sleep, we'll do from time import sleep as wait, or whatever you want to name it. But just having the whatever the function's originally called is fine as well. So now we've gone over a library, the time library. There's also other built-in libraries like random, which allows you to get a random item from a list, a random integer, just a random number. Now let's move on to non-built-in functions, which we have to install with pip, which comes with Python. For each project, you'll want to set up a virtual environment. This allows you to safely install libraries. The mistake I made when I first was using Python was installing libraries right on my computer without it being inside a virtual environment first. It still worked, but the proper way is through a virtual environment. To set up a virtual environment, what you'll need to do first, you can do it in two ways. If you're using an integrated development environment like Visual Studio Code. If you're not using an integrated development environment, which allows you to create one without the terminal, you'll need to use the terminal. So in terminal, type, and then whatever you're going to name the virtual environment folder. I like to do .venv, and the dot will actually hide the folder from me when I'm just looking at this project in Finder or File Explorer. Now you've created your virtual environment, but now you actually need to go inside of it because you're still not in it. It's different for Mac and Windows. On Mac, I think this works on Linux too. Type source space the folder, which we've named .venv /bin/activate. And this will activate the virtual environment, allowing you to install libraries into it and run your Python code while still in it with those libraries. On Windows, the command is a little different. You're going to type source, and then the folder name, we've named it .venv, backslash, scripts, which the first letter should be capitalized, backslash, activate. And then that will activate your virtual environment. Now, the second way to create a virtual environment through the integrated development environment that I'm using, which is Visual Studio Code, you can simply click here and then click this. Then you can create a Python virtual environment and create it just like that. It's super easy. Although I've found that in some instances where you do not see the venv in parentheses to the left of your terminal command, which indicates you have the virtual environment active, you will still need to activate it through the source command that we learned earlier. Moving on to installing libraries. Now that you've got your virtual environment created and activated, you can install libraries that aren't built in with PIP. We'll use the rich library as an example. This library allows you to format the way you print to the terminal in nice, colorful, or even bold ways. To install a library with PIP, type in your terminal pip space install space and then the library name while in the virtual environment. Now this is really important. Make sure you've spelled the library correctly, because if you don't, you might be installing a virus. Do not misspell the library name. Now that we've cleared that up, type rich and press enter. This will install stuff. Don't freak out. As long as you spelled it correctly, it's all safe. Now it should be installed to the virtual environment. Now I can run it, and if it doesn't work for whatever reason, because I don't understand why Visual Studio Code does not work sometimes, all you have to do is just type Python space and then your Python script file to run the script. And that's it for the beginner Python course. I will upload one more video to this series as like a project challenge to wrap up what we've learned into one big Python project. So congratulations. And before I lose you, real quick, still be sure to subscribe, because I will keep uploading Python challenges and Python projects, all of that, even other languages. Also, I do have a community where you can ask questions, show off your code, or even just make jokes.